YouTube, thank you for tuning back into our channel. My name is Tony and today we got some interesting content for the viewers today. Today's topic is another awesome James Bond game called Nightfire. In this game, James Bond is on a mission to investigate about a stolen space weapon platform. Raphael Drake, who is an industrialist that takes on a job to disarm nuclear missiles, is suspected to secretly using them to start a nuclear holocaust. James Bond is back. His mission this time is to investigate about a stolen space weapon platform. They suspect that Raphael Drake, who is an industrialist that takes on a job to disarm nuclear missiles, is actually secretly using them to start a nuclear holocaust. Bond has to go from Austria to Japan, and to the South Pacific to stop Drake and his henchmen. James Bond is pitted against megalomaniac Raphael Drake, the world's largest green industrialist and the president of Phoenix International. The goal of Phoenix International is to rid the world of unnecessary nuclear weapons and power plants to cleanse the environment. However, Phoenix International is soon suspected to be connected to the theft of a ballistic weapons guidance microchip that was meant to be part of the United States space weapon platform. When Bond starts to investigate the Japanese branch of Phoenix International, he learns of the true purpose of the international corporation, to carry out a decades-long, secret operation codenamed Nightfire, that when completed will drastically redraw the lines that separate the countries of the world along with their governments, and plans to take over the world by taking control of all global corporations. It was followed in 2004 by Everything or Nothing, this time developed and published by Electronic Arts. Nightfire begins in Paris, where James Bond is aboard a helicopter, protecting French DGSE agent Dominique Paradis from terrorists who plan to set off a bomb during the annual New Year's celebration. Bond disarms the bomb using an electromagnetic pulse, as the use of explosives would detonate the charge. After a night of passion with Dominique, Bond is sent to the Austrian castle of Raphael Drake. Drake is the head of Phoenix International, a multi-million-dollar corporation which helps dismantle nuclear weapons and protect the environment. His mission involves investigating an exchange of a stolen microchip used to activate the U.S. nuclear missile defense platform in outer space. Bond can infiltrate the manor in a number of different ways, by either sneaking across the castle walls to avoid the guards, then start out on a castle wall and need to kill only one guard who opens the door leading down the stairwell, or he can enter the front gate and avoid the guards by jumping into the back of a truck and waiting out the ride, or he can just enter the front gate by foot and kill the guards he encounters. Entering by the front gate, Bond sneaks across the castle yard, picking off the guards. The player can also choose to disable the searchlights, then goes into a courtyard filled with several guards and searchlights. Bond kills at least the first two out of the three guards and dodges the searchlights. The player won't need to kill the guards if he disables the searchlights, although he can if he wants, and won't need to dodge the searchlights. They are also easy to dodge if the player comes the back route from the stairwell after killing that one guard, then enters the manor disguised as a party guest and rendezvous with Dominique and CIA agent, and former lover, Zoe Nightshade. Bond then kills Drake's bodyguards who try to prevent him from getting to Drake's secret meeting, and once he gets there, photographs the exchange of the microchip and then continues killing guards and escapes from the manor with Nightshade in a cable car, shooting down an attack helicopter, piloted by Armitage Rook, Drake's security chief. He and Nightshade commandeer an armored snowmobile, using it to escape Drake's castle compound and kill pursuers as they reach his Aston Martin the 512 Vanquish, and thus to escape after killing more pursuers. Mi-6 sends Bond to Japan to protect Alexander Mayhew, a Phoenix security executive who promises to provide information on Phoenix's operation, codenamed Nightfire, in exchange for protection from Drake, whom he believes plans to kill him for the little setback in Austria. Bond manages to extract Alexander Mayhew from his home and eliminate the Yakuza assassins summoned by Drake to kill him, but Mayhew is mortally wounded by a ninja, who was waiting outside. In turn, Bond kills the ninja and goes to the aid of Mayhew. Mayhew uses his last words to tell Bond of important information stored in a computer terminal in the Phoenix headquarters. With the help of Mayhew's bodyguard, Kiko, Bond manages to infiltrate the building and extract the data, but he is ambushed by Drake's private forces and is forced to parachute from the top of the Phoenix building to escape. The information on the computer leads Bond to a decommissioned nuclear power plant on the coast of Tokyo, where Phoenix has been contracted to cleanse the plant of hazardous nuclear material. Suspecting that Drake has his own plans for the plant, Mi-6 sends Bond to investigate. He infiltrates the plant and kills the snipers guarding it, then escapes with Kiko in a helicopter. Kiko reveals that her assistance was a ruse by shooting Bond with a tranquilizer. She takes him to the roof of the Phoenix building where Drake, Dominique, and several gunmen are waiting. Drake reveals his discovery that Dominique is allied with Bond and condemns her to death. Bond pushes the table over and in the ensuing altercation, Kiko kicks Dominique off the helipad, where she falls to her death through the plate glass skylight in the lobby below. Bond escapes and kills numerous guards as he makes his way into the lobby where an Australian agent named Allura McCall drives her car through the windows and takes Bond to safety. Bond and Allura use Bond's submersible car to enter the ocean near Drake's private island. They discover that Drake is stockpiling nuclear weapons and succeed in destroying them. They hijack one of Drake's assault vehicles and eventually locate an entrance to Drake's secret underwater base where he plans to launch shuttles full of armed astronauts to take the missile platform by force. Bond tells Allura to stay near the entrance and keep in touch using the nearby communications equipment before heading into the base. He kills Drake's forces and disables the base's security systems, then encounters Rook, whose face was disfigured in the helicopter crash. Bond kills him and his men and proceeds to the launch site. As he is preparing to board one of the shuttles, Kiko appears and presses the button to collapse the gantry, sending Bond falling into the blast pit. Taking refuge in a control room, Bond survives a shuttle launch, also killing guards and 2 more ninjas, then returns to the boarding area. Using Kiko's tactic against her, Bond presses the button to collapse the gantry as Kiko is walking across it to her shuttle. Unable to reach a shielded room in time, Kiko is incinerated alive when the shuttle launches. Having commandeered Kiko's shuttle, Bond reaches the weapons platform. Using a laser, Bond sabotages the platform and fights off Drake's armed astronauts, making Drake unable to direct the missiles to their targets. Drake intervenes with the intention to kill Bond, but Bond prevails over Drake, sending his dead body floating off into space. The station explodes due to a malfunctioning laser cannon. Bond manages to return to Earth using one of the space station's escape pods.
Thanks for watching and be sure to stay tuned for more gaming content on the way.